Good morning, everyone. My name is Andres Marquez, and I am happy to welcome you to today's LatinX in AI workshop during the NeurIPS 2022 conference. We're really excited to be here as an organization, and of course, we welcome all of you here in person and also on the virtual call. A bit of an introduction about the organization. So LatinX in AI was started with the main goal or mission of supporting the Latinx community in AI and machine learning. So basically, we're an affinity group supporting the community advance their careers and grow in this domain. We are a volunteer-led organization, so many of us are volunteers with the group, basically organizing these events, providing mentorship opportunities, and creating all the resources that the community can use, basically. We support both education and research initiatives, and as you're going to see later, for that we partner with many sponsors and supporting groups and organizations that are key to our organization's success. As part of our goals, of course, is to increase representation at global conferences. So some of you may be aware that LatinX in AI partners with the main AI and ML conferences throughout the year. We're going to be showing some of them later, but this is, of course, one of them, one of the biggest gatherings in AI, basically at an international level. So it's really good to have Latinx representation and be able to support some of the students and many of you on this event. We also have a job opening network, and I believe there are two ways this happens. One is kind of an informal way. Of course, we're doing networking among each other and meeting one another, and that's something I personally recommend to all of you. Like, talk to people, introduce yourself, get to learn what everybody's working on, share what you are doing, and that's an excellent way to basically find maybe that potential next opportunity either for you or for somebody else, right? So as a reminder, we're a supportive group of everybody, and the idea is we all help each other. And as an organization, I also know through sponsors, there are ways, of course, to support some of our members. Bias awareness, I think what we can add here is basically, of course, we're an affinity group focused on Latinx, but we are also very supportive and actually partner with some of our siblings organizations like Black in AI and Women in ML. So the idea is, again, we don't want to be creating silos, but most of these organizations share common goals, and the idea is we help each other, we have common challenges, and together we are stronger. So LXAI has I guess I can call it a really nice or really cool portal system where you can actually go and create your profile. You can share, of course, as much as you want about yourself. And it is a good opportunity for you to do networking basically online and try to connect with others. This is, again, maybe, even though it is online, I guess if we compare it with the conferences, we can call it an offline platform. You don't have to be in the conference talking to people to be able to network with others, but you can do it from your computer. The Travel Grant Fund. So some of you may be familiar with this one, and this is one of the most impactful ways where the organization actually gets to give back to the community, because this is basically a monetary fund that is put together by LatinX in AI to support students not only from the United States, but also from Latin America and pretty much from anywhere around the world, where basically you submit your work, it is peer reviewed, and then those who get accepted actually get sponsored by the organization to come in person to these conferences and have the full experience of coming, presenting your paper, getting feedback, again, having the chance of talking to people while you are here. We think it's a great opportunity for yourself. And on this one, I really want to thank the entire team who works behind the scenes. Again, we're a volunteer-run organization. and the team has been really putting a lot of weeks and months for each of these events. So thank you to all of you for putting your time. And there's actually another way for the organization to have impact, which is basically for those who are already in industry or who are in a, let's say, in a position of influence to give back to the community and put their time organizing this and basically creating opportunities for all of you. So thank you all. Again, these are some of the main conferences we are sponsoring. I know we have done others in the past, so this may be a changing list, as I think we may say. So this keep on changing every year, but as you can see here, we're definitely trying to be in the most relevant AI and ML conferences throughout the year. I happened to be in person also at ICML in Baltimore, and it was a fascinating experience, so I'm happy to be back here again. So this is what we have for today in terms of registrations. I think these numbers are from 5 a.m. today, so who knows, maybe by now they all multiplied by 2 or by 3, but this is what we got. So 127 are supposed to be in person and 19 are virtual. So we're happy to see the engagement and look forward to connecting with some of you later. And these are the people I guess I was thanking before, what we call the chairs. I think actually that title there should have been LXAI at NeurIPS 2022. But these are some of us. So we have Juan Banda, Miguel Arevalo, CJ, Miguel Gonzalez, Carla Caballero, Fanny, Cayo Cesar, Sara, Jorge Guevara, Abraham, Isabel, Germán Olivo, Fabián Latorre, Jorge Mendez. As you can see, we come from different countries and backgrounds. And that's me on the right. Andres Marquez. We also have Andres Muñoz, at Nafu, who's here, Francisco, who's here, Carlos Miranda, and Giselle. So thank you again, all of you, for putting the time and organizing this workshop. This is a very high-level program schedule of what we have coming up today. As you see, I don't think you necessarily have to go in detail through all of this. You also do not have to learn the schedule. But we're going to have 4 keynote speakers. We're going to have oral presenters and a couple panels. So we are definitely looking to have a very engaging day. So we hope you really have a lot of fun. And of course, we are a LatinX organization, and we have to end with a party. I think that's usually the case. So we're going to have one at the end of the day. The place is called Barcaria. I'm sure we're going to be sharing more details later, but we definitely look forward to having you there. This is a bit of an intro on the keynotes. Of course, we'll go deeper when they come up, but we are going to have Dr. Graciela Gonzalez talking about artificial intelligence and natural language processing for digital epidemiology, overcoming the challenges of real-world data. So she's not going to be the first. Actually, the first one is going to be our image on the right, which is Dr. Omar Flores, who's going to be talking about non-parametric classifiers generalized better to temporal changes on social media data without retraining. And the other two are going to be by Dr. Soledad Villar on equivalent machine learning from classical physics, and Dr. Pablo Rivas on trustworthy AI with adversarial robustness. We also want to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors. So they play a critical part in our organization's success and impact, not only because of their financial support, which allow us to do many things, such as the Travel Grant Fund, which we already covered, but also the support they provide with mentors and volunteers, which again is really helpful for the students and for all of us basically to network with some of them and get feedback on the work you're doing, particularly if you're writing papers. You're going to get the chance to get feedback, let's say, on what you can do better, how to improve it, what, for example, it would take for you to be able to next publish, for example, your paper at the NeurIPS conference, or etc., right? So we are listing them all here. We're not necessarily going to cover each of the names there, but we do have Google, we have Meta as a sponsor, Amazon Science. We're actually going to have an event with Amazon tomorrow. I believe we have a QR code at the end that you could use to register. We have Microsoft, Salesforce, Netflix, Apple, DeepMind, Upstart, Two Sigma, and Adobe. And this is what I just promised. So I actually forgot to mention we had our first event yesterday, the World Cup watching party. We went together to watch the Spain versus Germany game. I don't know how many of you are following the World Cup. That was a pretty good game. It ended up in a tie, but it was fun. So if you follow that QR code, that's going to take you to a Google form where you can register for some of the upcoming games. I know there are some good ones today, but we're not going to be able, unfortunately, to go there because we're going to be here on this awesome workshop. But on the next 3 or 4 days, I believe, we did put together a list of games that we're looking forward to watching. So the idea is somebody from our organization will be standing somewhere by the registration tables. We did it yesterday. And then people can gather there and then walk around and go watch the game. A note here is this is not an LXAI sponsored activity. So basically, it's organized by us volunteers. So basically, the expenses will be on our own. And then the QR code on the right is for the Amazon event tomorrow. So feel free to grab those. And if you have any problem, reach out maybe to me or to Miguel later, and we'll make sure you get access to them.